Everyone thinks working out is essential to moving good and feeling good. But what if I told you the exact opposite is true?
I don't believe in strength conditioning. Never do strength conditioning. I don't believe that's gonna help you.
How is this guy still in such amazing shape? Surfing, skating, staying in motion?
How can I express myself totally and completely? Running water never grows stale, so you gotta just keep on flowing.
And that some of the most advanced strength and skills practitioners in the world don't work out at all. Or not how you might think. Because there's something that's been discovered that's way more effective, more sustainable, and a heck of a lot more fun. Plus, it's the secret for how advanced strength and skill is sustainable long term. But it's nothing new. In fact, this ancient style pre-exists every training system known to man. Today, I'll show you what it is, why it works, and how you can implement it for yourself, starting right now. Without a doubt, working out has helped a lot of people get healthier, put on some muscle, and feel better about themselves. It's even helped a lot of professional athletes. But why do people hate it and even feel worse after doing it for years? Why does 75% of the population not do anything at all? And why are those who do try not able to move how they want? The problem is, most people are doing it the wrong way. And this chart shows you why. The key to this chart lies in the way nature is designed. When we were created, we were put in a garden commanded to be fruitful and multiply, vis-a-vis have babies and build things. And the first job? To observe and name the animals. And what do we observe? Healthy, strong, fast, powerful animals, even flying creatures of all shapes and sizes, spread across the entire plain, sky, and sea, spending less than 1% of their time at high intensity levels chasing, being chased, or fighting for their life. And actually spending most of their time at low intensity levels, chilling, playing, swinging from trees, eating, wrestling, having fun. But as humans, are we emulating the nature of which we are part? Often, people are already stressed about their job, their relationships, their health. Then they add some kind of stressful, unsustainable workout. But what might be interesting for you is that in periods of active fun, cortisol, the stress hormone, is reduced, and dopamine, the good vibes neurotransmitter, is increased. Now, many quote-unquote experts will pontificate about neurotransmitters, physiology, development, and evolutionism, getting caught in the weeds. The fact of the matter is that you were designed to learn and grow in both contexts, high intensity and low intensity. However, high intensity cannot be sustained long-term, else the body begins to shut down. And the more negative high intensity a person is exposed to, the more they switch off. The bottom line? Have fun. No fun equals no creativity. No adaptation, no strength. Instead, you get burned out, injured, or frustrated. But it must be active, keyword active, fun, with punctuated bursts of enormous intensity. This is how incredible strength and skill is sustainable, long term. Vinny and I were just talking about this the other day at Pacific Rim Athletics. He's coming back from double knee surgery due to genetically predisposed acetabular impingement in his hips, exacerbated by his sedentary lifestyle for over 40 years. Now he's doing handstands at all angles and every flip in the book. And in between training, we were talking about how fun is the most critical factor for healing and for advanced skill. In the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, Bruce Lee said, the method for health promotion is based on water, as flowing water never grows stale. The idea is not to overdevelop or to overexert, but to normalize function of the body. So how exactly does it work? Well, this is the exact principle that governs even the most dedicated, most extreme athletes. Back in 2005, when I was training Muay Thai, I learned that even though these are some of the most savage athletes in the world, they don't train with hard sparring at all. It's almost like playing. When our team and I went to train with Cirque du Soleil performers, who are some of the strongest athletes in the world, we practiced for 3 or more hours per day. But it was more like hanging out, then doing some moves, then joking around, then trying something else.
I was looking for something more exciting, different than what I was doing already. Competing gymnastics was the normal, is what everybody did. So I wanted to perform, I wanted to be in front of people, I wanted to have fun.
And it's the same thing for everything from breakdancing all the way to skydiving. What's interesting is that the higher the stress of the activity, the more fun is required, the more a healthy mindset is necessary, and the nicer, more playful the person becomes.
Yeah. I'm in the middle of a hard training. I call you right back.
This approach thus naturally becomes more a way of life than exercise, and in so doing becomes no longer working out, but working with nature. In contrast to the stale laboratory conditions of a typical gym, it provides the context for newness, freshness, and adaptation of life. But instead of working with nature, what humans do is put themselves in a pressure cooker. It's much easier to look at what others are doing with weights, equipment, and high intensity and then assume that's what we should be doing. Then you end up in one of two extremes. You're already stressed about your job, about relationships, about your life, and then you end up not working out at all because of overwhelm, be it too much information or too many self-imposed expectations. And this is what happens to 80 to 90% of the human population. And then when you go to ski, rock climb, grapple, run, bike, ride, hike, or in a self-defense situation, you're up ship's creek because you've been doing it wrong for so long. But when you were young, why could you run, climb, wrestle, and swim so easily? Because you were doing what you were designed to do, and you didn't hate it. You loved it. When I looked up the word play, I was surprised at what I found. One of the strongest men in the world, the son of Jesse, King David, even known as the Warrior King, was also well known for his dancing and playing. He was powerful, a man of war, yet with incredible wisdom, an author, a musician, and he was playful, and he made no apology for it. Now, at the other end of the spectrum, there are those who train like savages, throwing around all kinds of weight, sprinting like their life depends on it, overtrained with a body riddled with injuries, mentally fatigued with stress, thinking they're training like a monster when they're doing the exact opposite. Now, I've mentioned elsewhere that you must train hard. Sometimes I even use the word brutal. This training is absolutely brutal.
The 4 basic but brutal building blocks of bodyweight strength.
Don't mistake the tree for the forest. Maximum intensity is not the same as maximum engagement. Neither should maximum intensity make up the bulk of your training. Rather, punctuated bursts of enormous intensity. Because you see, I think there's way more to humans than just bone, muscle, and neurotransmitters. And not only that, but we are infinite. Our souls will go past what we do here. Therefore, what we do here impacts our souls.
Too smooth.
Concordantly, our lives and our physical training should take on that perspective, that we are potentially limitless, like a game of Tetris, an infinite game. There are 2 kinds of Tetris players. One kind wants to see how far they can take it. The other wants to break the game. In fact, there's a whole subculture of Tetris players who made it their mission to find a way to break Tetris. And Blue Scooty did it, triggering the kill screen. And most work out like they're trying to break the game, instead of seeing how far they can go and how much fun they can have. The essence of true mental and physical training is discovery. It is a journey, and with fun, it allows you to grow in mind and body as part of nature. This mental side, the side of positivity, fun, and optimism, transcends the body. Olympic diver Laura Wilkinson sustained a major injury and couldn't even work out at all, yet she still won gold. You see, it literally isn't the working out. I'll speak about an even deeper aspect to the mental side soon. But just like anything, there's a right way and a wrong way. First, there's the dabblers. They only want to play. They seek only that which they can enjoy. They have no goal, no true inspiration or motivation. They say they don't want to be limited and want to keep their options open, which is the very mindset that will hold them back from everything they desire. Second, there's the maniacs. They have to prove themselves to themselves and everyone else, and then actually regress over time. These are the fighters who hurt others in sparring sessions, weightlifters who destroy themselves for vanity, and athletes who think they work out like an animal, but just setting themselves up for disaster. The root cause for both? Fear. Dabblers have so much fear, they barely put their toe partially in the water instead of fully committing to anything. And maniacs have so much fear, they constantly try to prove themselves and gain nothing. This state lights up the fear center of your amygdala and brings out other negative aspects: win at all costs, greed, envy, shame, regret. So what's the right way to do it? The key is neither overthinking nor underthinking, neither overtraining nor undertraining, and neither overachieving nor underachieving. It is balance. The balance of simply doing and enjoying. If you are doing and enjoying, you are winning. It is the positive, fun, fruitful thoughts of the mind and your approach. I personally make the contrast between the workouts of the fitness world and the balanced, fun, mental and physical training towards skills-based goals. It's like when people say, if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. Likewise, if your training is fun, you never work out a day in your life. So number one, you should be enjoying. But paradoxically, sometimes enjoyment comes secondary to doing. The more you do, the more you enjoy. And the more you enjoy, the more you do. And it should be 99% fun, active play, punctuated with highly charged bursts of intensity. Think of tumbling. You don't flip for 90 minutes straight. I actually used to do that. You do a couple, then hang out, rinse and repeat. That's when I improve the most. Number two, you should be personally progressing. In this context, other people don't matter at all. So don't even think about comparing yourself. You are the winner if you're a better person than the you from yesterday. So what you are doing now should not be what you were doing 6 months ago. For example, if you were doing frog stands and front rolls 6 months ago, you should be up to handstands and windmills. Or maybe it's muscle ups and ninja strength katas from Powerbatics, or full splits and back walkovers. I don't know, because you're unique. Number three, you should be doing something new, because neurologically, newness is the same pathway as fun. Newness combined with fun, active play is what keeps you young, and it's what keeps you strong, because it keeps you adapting. If you're not adapting, you're dying. This is how the most advanced strength and skills practitioners in the world train. How are you training?